Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my vacation TBR. You guys have been requesting TBRs left and right, and I have been dodging that bullet because I have not been reading nearly as much as usual. I don't know why. I've been in a rut. It's so annoying. I've been wanting to read, but I've just not made time for it, so I bought a couple new books, and I am so excited because I'm going on vacation, so that gives me no excuses. I'm not gonna be on my phone as much, so I have 4 books here that I'm going to try and get my way through. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of them. It's almost a week vacation, so I could. The first book that is on my vacation TBR is going to be Fahrenheit 451. This is the 60th anniversary edition. I picked it up at Target. It looked really pretty, and I had heard a lot about this book. I'm trying to force myself to read more classics. There is so much literature that I haven't read. There are classic books that are kind of like staple piece books that I really should read. This is a dystopian novel. It's essentially set in the future. This guy's a fireman and he burns books, I believe. I've heard good things. I've also heard mixed reviews on this. People kind of give it as kind of like a cautionary tale. It's essentially a dystopian novel set in the future to warn people about what the world could turn into. So I'm very excited to read this. This is not too long of a book, so I should be able to fly right through it. So yeah. The next book is the book I'm most excited about, for sure. This is going to be The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I started watching this TV series, so it kind of tainted my view of this book already, which I don't like because I like to read the book before I see the movie, only because 1, I like to know the way the author intended for it to be seen, and 2, I like to envision the characters myself. So I'm not going to be able to do that with this because I have started watching the Hulu series, but the Hulu series is so good that I wanted to pick this book up to see how it was. This is also a dystopian novel that's set in the future, basically where women are stripped of all their rights. Again, we basically are going back to the time when women had no rights, and they are basically put into houses to be concubines in a sense, to like the upper military, and at the time this book is set in. So it is kind of, the show itself is kind of scary, not only to think about how that could happen, but also because it just is like a gloomy, like set book, but it's so good. I was watching the show, I'm about halfway through this season, and it is really, really good. I hope the book is just as good. I'm sure it will be. Next is a book that I have already started reading by Mark Manson. A couple of you guys asked me questions about this. I'm someone who doesn't swear like at all, so everyone was like, why are you reading this book? I am reading this book, 1, because I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard such good things about Mark Manson, and also I was listening to a podcast where somebody was like, you've got to read this book. And I am someone who recently just went through a couple different life changes in my life of pretty big things, pretty dramatic things just happened to me, so I kind of like when that happens to kind of give myself a fresh start. And this is basically just about not caring what people think, which is something that I really need to get better at. I care a lot what people think about me as a person, and sometimes that really backfires against me. And this is basically, he's giving you a couple different rules on how to live a life where you just don't care as much about things. His point isn't that we shouldn't care about anything, it's that we should reserve caring about things for specific things. It does have a lot of swear words in it, so if that's something that turns you off, you may want to not pick this book up, but the concept of it is very good. If you can get past that, the concept of the book about just how we only have so much time, we only have so much energy to expel. Why would we waste that time and energy on something or someone or their opinion when it doesn't really matter? What they think in the end won't matter to us. It doesn't change our opinion. It doesn't change the way that things work for us. And I think that's something that, you know, it's a simple concept, but it's something that we can really be reminded of pretty often, because we do just care. Like, that's our human nature. We're pack animals. We want to be accepted. And so this is kind of just telling you, like, it's okay to be counterintuitive. Like, it literally says a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. A good life doesn't necessarily mean that everyone loves you. A good life means you love the life you're living. And then the final book is yet another self-help book. I can't stray away from self-help books. I gotta have some of them. And this one is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, I believe that's how you say it. Sincero? I believe that's an Italian last name, if I'm judging correctly. This is another self-help book. She's basically hyping you up. She's just your hype girl. Just talking about how to stop doubting yourself, a lot of different ways. My sister and my mom both began reading this book. I'm not sure if they finished it, but I've heard good things about this as well. The thing about these kinds of books is that they are very simple concepts. The concepts of them are not revolutionary, right? Not doubting, like how to stop doubting, like that's a really easy topic, but it's not something that we can always do. That's why I like reading books like this, because it reminds me, okay, blah, blah, blah. These are the steps I can take, you know? It's such a simple concept, these books, you know, how to not care, how to stop doubting, like those are easy, simple things, but it's good to read a book from the perspective of someone who's like, I don't care. Like it's, you know, I like reading books like that. I like getting this insight from these kinds of things, because when I do doubt myself, when I do forget those things, it's good to reread them. And plus, I'm making a big life change in the fall, changing everything. I'm moving, I'm leaving a lot of the people I know, I'm going to a place where I don't know very many people, and I like setting myself up for success in the sense of I'm giving myself all the tools of like not caring what people think and living a life where you're not doubting people. And I just like reading books like that. They make me feel good, they fill me up, and I like throwing those in there, you know. I feel like this is a pretty good range of different things, because we have nonfiction books, we have fiction books, these are dystopians, this is a classic. I like reading a lot of different things. So that is my vacation TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see reviews on any of these books, let me know. I will definitely do any of them. I'm hoping to get through at least, like I said, 2 or 3 of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you back here later.
But